Okay guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I want to show you this drink I made. By the way, it was delicious. I thought it wasn't going to be, and it was going to be nasty. Till after I made it and tried it, it was delicious. So let's go ahead and get this made. We're starting off with our melting chocolate. This is a pound. We do not need all of this, by the way. So we're just going to cut it into the small pieces that we need. I start off cutting it in half completely. Then I take the half I have here and I cut that in half because I figure I'm only going to need the 2 pieces, which you will see I need more than that. I need half of a pound altogether. So I hope that helps you. Doubt anybody's going to try and remake this, but if you do. So we're going to melt the first 2 pieces. And when I do, this came with a tray that I could put it in to melt it safely in the microwave. Okay, I started off putting it on for 15 seconds because you do not want to burn your chocolate. But as you see, that was not long enough. So we're going to put it in for 30 more seconds and see how that goes. Now altogether, I've had it in for 45 seconds, and it was not long enough. So we're going to put it in for 30 more seconds and see where we're at. Now altogether, it's been in for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Keep in mind, all microwaves run at different frequencies, so I don't know how your microwave works. But do not put it in for 1:15 all at once. You will burn your chocolate. I'm almost positive of that. Now that we've mixed our chocolate together and got it nice and smooth and melted, I've set out 3 bowls, as you've seen. Well, you can't really see, but you heard me put them down. Now we're going to separate our chocolate into equal amounts into each of the bowls because we're going to be putting food coloring in to color each of the chocolate a different color. Now, we're going to be using red and blue and then mixing them to make purple because those are the colors that I want. So the first bowl, we're just adding the red because we want pink. Second bowl, we're adding blue. And the third bowl, we're adding blue because we're going to add red to it to make purple. And then we're going to mix those together. Now, as you're going to see, it's not a smooth mixture. It's more of a paste. That's because I'm going to be adding more melted chocolate on top of it. I just wanted to get the color into it. And I'm new to this, so I don't really know what I'm doing. Now, as you can see, we're putting another quarter of the pound of chocolate in to melt. Do it in intervals just like before. 30, 30, 15, whatever you need. That it's all melted, we're going to do the same as before. Put equal amounts into each bowl and mix that into the color mixture that we have already made. Now that we have our colors made, we're going to stick our parchment paper to our cookie sheet. I'm folding in each of the corners underneath itself so that it's not completely hanging off when I put it in the fridge. Now, I'm putting melted chocolate in all 4 corners just to hold the parchment paper down to the cookie sheet so it doesn't slide around when we're putting our cookie cutters down. These are the cookie cutters that I personally chose. I have a heart, then I have an angel, and the last one that I have, I'm pretty sure is a cupid. At least that's what it looks like to me. And I used metal ones because they were thin, and I could squeeze them to help pop out the chocolate. Now we're going to fill them. Keep in mind, which I did not keep in mind, that you want it nice and thin so they're not heavy. Mine were too heavy, as you will see, because I used too much chocolate. Also, make sure you push it to every little edge and crevice, because if you don't, it has a higher chance of breaking. And also, if it's too thin, it has a better chance of breaking. So there's like a fine medium. You'll just have to play around with it to find it. This was my first time doing it. So yeah, one of mine broke and the other one was way too heavy, but it's okay. It's a learning process. And sorry you can't see right here. Did not realize my big hand and bowl was all up in the camera, you guys. I'm adding different colors. I added the pink on top of the purple, and then I'm adding a little bit of the blue on top of the pink. And I'm going to use the handle of my spoon to swirl them around a little bit. I'm not completely mixing them because I want that swirl look so that it just looks better when they're sitting on top of your drink. I'm adding some of the blue on top of the pink for the heart. I did not add any of the purple because it's more of a cool toned grayish purple, and I just want the heart to be the pastel colors, the blue and the pink. But I am adding some of the purple to the wings on the angel. I'm going to add some of the pink down on the bottom of the skirt. Didn't really swirl that around as much because there wasn't as much space. Now I'm just pouring the pink chocolate in a shape. Any shape will do that you want. And I'm spreading it out thin, which I wish I would have done with the shapes, but you know, it's okay, onto the parchment paper. Now I'm going to swirl, not spread out like the pink. I'm going to swirl the blue on top of the pink. And then I'm going to swirl some of the purple on top of the blue, but thinner. And then after I'm done with that, I got a more plastic, skinnier spoon that I could use the handle. You can use a toothpick, anything you like. And I'm swirling it through. I'm not spreading it and I'm not mixing it. And then I'm going to leave it like that once I get some swirls that I actually like. Now I did get different sprinkles. These are the small ball type ones. I forget exactly what they're called. But I'm putting them on top of all of the different shapes and on top of the one that I put all the swirls in at the end. Now I'm getting the more regular sprinkles that you see, the more oblong ones, and I'm putting them on top of just the shape on the side. I didn't put them on any of the cookie cutter shapes. Once you put that in the freezer so that they can set, I'm making the drink. I'm putting 2 scoops of ice cream in my little blender. It's a smoothie blender, but I use it for milkshakes and floats and things. So we have 2 scoops of ice cream in there. Then I'm going to show you the rest that's going in. We have almond milk because that's all I like. And then we have a French vanilla cappuccino mix. It's a powder. We're going to put 1 hefty scoop of that powder into some boiling hot water and mix that up so it doesn't get not mixed all the way inside of the blender, which it has before. We're going to pour that on top of the ice cream. Then we're going to fill it the rest of the way with our almond milk, which is about 3/4 full, because I want to give it enough room to be able to mix and get nice and frothy. Now that everything is in, put your lid on and mix it up. If you don't have a blender, you can do it by hand. It's just going to take longer and it might not be as frothy. It might be thicker, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Now we have our drink completely mixed, and I like the froth on top of it. Now these are Pocky sticks. I got the strawberry dipped ones because I like the pink color. We're going to pop out our shapes. Now, as you're going to see, there's the heart, perfectly fine. Here's our angel, looks fine. Then we have our Cupid, which looks fine. Now, when I pop these out, my heart comes out with no problem. And by the way, they were in the fridge for about 5 minutes, and they were perfectly hardened. Now, you can file off any little imperfections with a knife, cut them, whatever, but I wasn't that worried about it. And then there's my Cupid, and you can see how thick she is, too thick. Now, this is the pink chocolate that was left. I just remelted it in the microwave in the bowl that it's in, mixed it up so it was nice and melted. I'm going to turn over my shapes and put a little bit of the chocolate on the back so I can glue the Pocky stick down, as you see me doing here. Put it on the bottom part of your shape because that's where it's going to sit on the drink. Put your Pocky stick on, press it down in, and then you're going to put more melted chocolate over top of it so that it like glues it down. It's like your cement to hold it on there, which, like I said, this shape was way too heavy, so the Pocky stick actually broke. So now I know to make them thinner. I mean, she was a thick girl. Now I'm going to do the same thing with all of the other shapes. By the way, the angel did break. I didn't show that. As you can see, that's why she's not even in the middle. I just took a butter knife, heated it on the stove, pressed it on both parts that were broken so they melted a little bit, held it back together for a second, and it was fine. So I'm going to put the melted chocolate where it was broken and put the Pocky stick where it was broken to help keep it glued together. Now with the shape that I just spread out and made with the swirls, it came off with no problem. I just pulled up the paper and then pulled the paper down off the bottom slowly. It was fine. I'm breaking into small shards because that's how I want for the look of my drink. And it breaks so easily, just be careful because it will crumble if you break it too hard. Now, everything is done and set. I'm going to put it back in the fridge so it can set for another 5 minutes. Now everything's out of the fridge and set, and it looks so cute. There's the heart that's on the stick. It worked just fine. Same thing with the angel. Worked just fine. But like I said, you're going to see the Cupid, the stick broke off. But I'm just going to use it to set there anyways, if I do use it. I'm not sure because it's so thick. And then there's the shards, which I thought were so cute. So now we're going to go over and we're going to put our drink together. We're putting 2 scoops of ice cream in the cup before we put anything else in. Now the ice cream is in. We're going to fill it the rest of the way with our drink. And you guys, looking at this, that drink was so yummy. But now I started off with my whipped cream. I used the extra creamy. I realized it was not going to be dense enough to hold up my chocolate pieces. So I switched over to the original. You're going to fill it as much as you would like. I do recommend that you use a lot of whipped cream because you don't want it to sink down in your drink. You want it to sit up and look pretty. And now I'm going to put on the sprinkles. I chose to use the oblong ones, the more sprinkles that you see most of the time. Now that the sprinkles are on top, we're going to add in our chocolate pieces that we made. I put the heart on the side because it was a little heavy. I wanted it to be able to rest on the cup. I put the angel on the other side. And now I'm going to put the Pocky sticks in the front because they're so cute. Why not? I wish I would have thought and rolled them in chocolate and then rolled them in the sprinkles, but maybe next time. But I put them on either side in the front because I like things to look even. My heart fell because it was so heavy, so I set it back up. Now you see why I wanted the original whipped cream because the extra creamy was not dense enough. We're going to put our shards in, put them wherever you would like, just to make it look cute by how you like things to look. And our drink is done, you guys. And I thought it was so adorable. And I'll be honest, when I put the straw in and I tried it, I was thinking it's going to look cute, but it's not going to taste very good. It was delicious. Very fattening, very full of sugar, and that cup was huge. I could not drink it all, but I still drank a little bit. I didn't show you me drinking it because when I recorded it, I didn't get my face. I got from the neck down, and I am not trying to put that all up in the video. Now, I do want to give credit to Pretty Pastel Please. I saw her doing this, and that's where I got my idea. So go check out her video. I'll link it below. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed, please consider subscribing. We're almost at 100. Leave me a like to let me know, and hit that bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.